Hi guys, good evening. So I'm gonna do a tutorial on reverse engineering and applications using MobSF. So MobSF, short for Mobile Security Framework, is an automated pen testing framework for analyzing Android, iOS, and Windows mobile apps. Uh, it's an interesting tool to work with because it cuts the hassle of having to do manual pen testing for Android applications. Most of the processes involved using APK tool, using text to jar, using small dumpers and all. It cuts all those processes and automates everything for you. So it's pretty handy, but I wouldn't advise for a beginner to start using MobSF. I would want you to try your hands on other tools first before coming to MobSF. MobSF should be just for official pen tests or for people with experience around Android reverse engineering. Okay, so we'll just go quickly into it. First thing will be for you to go and clone the repo. Uh, so this is basic MobileSF. You could use it for static and dynamic mobile application analysis, or reverse engineering, or pen tests, as you call it. Uh, okay, so go ahead and clone it. But for me, I already have it installed. Okay, so there are a couple of options. One is clone it and run it as a Django application. That's one. Two, you could download one or two of these Android reverse engineering virtual machines, Android Tema and Black Arch. Okay, there's also Santoku that's bundles MobSF. So whichever you choose, well, personally, I use the Docker instance, which is easier to run. So you could clone the scripts and then run, create a Docker instance, a Docker image, and run. But I use the pre-built Docker image on Docker Hub. So I'm quite lazy, and I use. There's a second. Let me start my Docker. Okay, so Docker is up and running. It's starting now. So I'll go use Skytematic. Uh, Normally I run from console, but today I'm being lazy, so I'm just going to use a GUI version for managing my Docker instance. Okay, so I have MobSF here already. So I'm just going to start. Okay, so my MobSF instance started already. So whichever works for you. If you want to clone the GitHub repo and run as a regular Django app, or create your Docker image from the repo, or use a pre-built image from Docker Hub, whichever works for you, all better. Okay, so I have it running already. All I'm going to do is open it up in the web browser. Okay, great. And then for uh, the APK file I'll be using as a test for this, for the course of this tutorial, is one gotten from a hacker, one of HackerOne's CTF. So HackerOne, they had a CTF sometime last year, I think sometime in July or so. Yeah, July, I guess it is. So I'll just be using some of their APKs. Okay, desktop. Where are you? Okay. Yes, this is it. Based on this. Okay. So while it's analyzing, for this particular APK, there were six levels of challenge, six levels challenges for this particular APK, and you're just to find flags. So analyze the APK file, find flags, and then submit to win a chance to get a chance to win $175,000 US dollars and visit Las Vegas. Okay, it's still analyzing. take quite a while. By the time it's done, you would get to like MobSF. Trust me, you would. Okay, great. Uh, so our file has been analyzed already. So cool thing about MobSF is the awesome dashboard. All props to Django, which I'm a staunch fanatic of, or advertiser or user, whatever you say. Yeah, I love Django very much. Okay, so this is a cool, interesting dashboard. Now first, you have the information tab that shows basic information about the APK just analyzed. So the icon of the APK, once you running it on your device, this icon. File information. Okay, so the name, this is the name of the APK, CTF1, that blah blah blah. The size, the MD5 hash, SHA1 hash. So this is useful if you're doing malware analysis where you have to uh, generate hash values of the file and cross-check against malware databases. So this automatically does that for you, generates the hash, the common three most common hash values. So MD5, SHA1, and SHA256. Okay, so these are hash file, hash values for the file. The next thing we app information. So if you look over here, we have the package name for this application, the main activity, which is from H1702 or CTF1 dot main activity. The target SDK it was built for, it was compiled for, and the minimum SDK. Maximum SDK does not no range as maximum. Android version name 1.0, Android version code 1. Okay. Here we have activities. Just two activities for this application. So you can click on it and it takes you directly to the activities. So you see we have two activities: the main activity and another activity level 3 activity. Okay. So back to the top, we have services. Zero services for this application. Zero receivers, zero providers, one exported activity, zero exported services, exported receiver. But depending on the application you're analyzing, to show the appropriate number of services or receivers or providers uh, in for that application. Uh, then you have scan options as well. You could decide to rescan if you're not if you're not comfortable okay with the results you got. You could decide to rescan if you think it doesn't properly scan. You could start the dynamic analysis. Yeah, like I mentioned, MobSF has both static and dynamic analysis platforms. Gives you the option to do static and dynamic analysis of your applications. So APKs, iOS applications, and Windows mobile applications. Then another nice thing here, you could view the code. So you could view the Java version of the code, which I'm just going to go ahead and open. Yeah. So you see, it's already compiled our APK file, and so you have the code files here in Java. So you could just whichever you choose. Also, in this case, this is our main activity. You could open up and nice and cool. Uh, yeah. Then also, you could download the Java code. So personally, for me, I do not like text editors or code editors or reading code on a white background. So I prefer to download the Java code and export to my code editor, Visual Studio Code, and then analyze there, do my static analysis there. It's awesome for me that way, compared to having to read code off a white background. It affects my eyes. You could also you have the Smalley code as well, and you could view the Smalley code or download Smalley code. Then view the Android manifest, which usually is the first place I advise people reversing um, Android APKs to go to look at. So you view the Android manifests. So we have a manifest here, which gives basic information about the APK, uh, services, intents and activities that have been used in the application. So we have basic information about it here in APK. What else? So back to our dashboard. Yeah, so you have the signer certificates um, tab where it shows signer certificates information. Now, normally, if you're going to be doing this manually, you'll be using APK tool that the PCKS 7. Yeah, I think to get this information. Uh, but luckily for us, MobSF does that automatically on the fly, and so you don't have to go through the process of doing that. So it's just left for you to load up the APK to MobSF, and then it does the analysis. So cool. So based on this signer certificate, you can provide attribution, but bear in mind that most malware authors now fake signer certificates to throw you off scent. But at least this provides information enough to start building a case for malware attribution or attribution for the malware author. Okay. Then you have permissions tab. I show 100 permissions that this application requires. So basically, just two. In this case, in the case of the APK, just two permissions: 100 permission to access network states and permission to access internet. Uh, so basically, so you have the permission, the status of the permission, information about the permission, and description. Basically, that. Binary analysis. Okay. Um, in this case, there was no Android 5 binary analysis. So if we had native libraries being called in this application, uh, it would have been shown on this part. We have Android API analysis tab where you see API calls, and the files where these calls are made, where they are referenced in this application. What else? Yes. Uh, so whatever API calls that are made in the application, you see the corresponding files where the calls are made, where they are referenced, and so you can browse through the files. So, for example, in this case, if I was while testing this application, I was looking for SQL injections. Uh, Whenever I see an API call made to a database, I'll just simply need to look at the files and make a reference. Or if I was testing to brute force the cryptography function, look at the crypto API and then go to the corresponding uh, file, Java file, and then uh, go through the code and analyze. Uh, so, like I said, I export my Java code to my code editor, Visual Studio, and then do the cross checking. So, I come back to MobSF dashboard, look through, and go to my Visual Studio code, analyze there. It's much easier for me that way. Okay, TCP sockets. So these are all connection TCP socket API calls and their corresponding files where the calls are. And then we have the browsable activities tab. Uh, so activities normally will be like shown under here, but there's none for this APK. We have manifest analysis that shows a. So this basically analyzes the manifest file, analyzes the manifest file, and then shows us a and builds up an analysis. So basically, from the manifest file, application data can be backed up, given by this particular line in the manifest file. So and this is it has a severity rating based off OAuth's top 10. Based off OAuth's mobile application security guide framework. So security ratings are given, risk ratings are given in MobSF. So it could help. You see, when you're doing, if you're doing an official pen tests, or this could help in your pen testing process. Okay, so the description flag allows anyone to back up your data application data via ADB. Allows users who have enabled USB debugging to copy application data with your device. Then this activity is not protected, so allows the exported activity here. Activity is fun to be shared with other apps. So possibly if you have another application on the same device, you could have access to this activity and copy of application data. Yeah, then you have the code analysis. Under security analysis tab, we have sub tabs. Manifest analysis, which we looked at already. Code analysis. So code analysis uh, feature allows us does basically static analysis. So it's there for you to now take a static analysis further by looking at the code yourself. So for this case, application log sensitive information. If you look at this, there's a Monte Carlo function here, arrays. If we look at this, there's possibility that something has been that's the where is it? Okay, Monte Carlo. Uh, so there's possible yeah. So there's data being saved, being logged, they're saved in string. Okay, so log yeah, okay, this is it. So log, there's a log function you called here, and that tells us that data is being logged, which it's just okay. In terms of severity, this is just an info. So it's left for you to now statically analyze better and look through it and see uh, how true it is or how relevant it is to your pen test, your analysis. Uh, Quite a lot. Okay, in this case, the application is a random number generator, which has a severity rating of high. So this tells you a random number generator is used either in generating supposedly secure codes or passwords or codes, basically generating supposedly secure codes. Okay, then you have the file analysis. So if analysis parts tells you, give you information, basic information of the file. In this case, there's something here. DX malware analysis. I don't have APK ID enabled. If I to have, try to check the file and see if malware development features were enabled on it by checking anti-VM. So some files they have anti-VM features enabled, so to detect if the file is being run in a VM, to check if the code is obfuscated, if it's packed using a packer, or anti-assembly features were enabled as well. But I don't have APK ID installed on this machine, which I will do later though. And then just a malware check as well for URLs. In this case, uh, every single URL located in every single URL that's is identified in APK, that's extracted from APK, it does a domain check to see against malware domain databases and check to see if these URLs have malware ratings or have been flagged as malicious domains. URL, okay, so this I guess was the only URL that was identified in the APK. There are no emails in this particular APK strings, but if there were to exist emails or other string identifiable strings, it should have been listed out here. Activities we have. No services, no broadcast receivers, content providers, libraries, none of this. Files, okay. So this shows a listing of all the files in the extracted. Now, basically, an APK file is just a zip file. So if you extract the APK out as a zip file, this is what you have in a folder view. These are all the files in the APK. So it shows them all here. In this case, we have something, a suspicious looking file, which is this asset. This is not a secret level file. This is suspicious looking. Now, if you should inspect this further on, we'll find out that the flag for this particular challenge is embedded in this file. So same thing with malware. If you're going to be doing malware analysis, you might find out that some suspicious looking files like this will exist in your APK, and then will give clues as to how the malware operates or the dropper functions of the malware. What else? What else have we not talked about? Okay, so these are files. Yeah, I think that's basically that. That's all about MobSF for static analysis, and then you could download the report as well. So download reports. It automatically generates reports. Now this is a report of APK file. Downloaded generated reports. Okay, it's just a simple report. We go ahead and save as PDF or print, whatever form you want. Then you can also start dynamic analysis. Now I do not have a VM snapshot or emulator already existing on my device. But if I were to have an emulator, what I need to do is create the environment, and then it does a full dynamic analysis of the APK file. Okay, so in another tutorial, I will do a dynamic analysis of a malicious APK file, or not necessarily but of an APK file using MobSF. That will be all for now on this tutorial. So you could go ahead and do amazing research or analysis with MobSF, using MobSF, simplify your pen testing process, and then make life easier. Come out with amazing research. Thanks, and please click the subscribe button.